Fear. We all get afraid, don't we? But fear can be something that absolutely cripples us. And I think it's interesting that when we look around the world today, there is a lot of fear. There's fear generated in the media. There's fear generated by politicians, by power brokers, wanting to make money. Fear is a powerful weapon. And it's interesting that when God sent his son on this salvation journey, he was called the Prince of Peace. And the message throughout the whole Bible, 365 times it's mentioned, fear not. God is with us. Don't be afraid. God is with us. And when you think about God and how much he cares for humanity, what an amazing message that is. Fear not. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. God is with us. And you know, you look around today and you could easily be tempted to think, well, where is he? Where is he? Why is there so much devastation? Why is there so much death? Why is there so much injustice? And you know, when God's plan of salvation was implemented, God modeled how he was going to do that. And he was going to send someone vulnerable, his own son, as a baby, into the mess. And everyone, the angels came along and said, don't be afraid. God is with us. Don't be afraid. God is with us. People didn't understand it. What do you mean God is with us? This baby? This baby's with us? What's this baby going to do? And then as he got older, people thought, he's the Messiah. He's the one that's going to rid the world of injustice. He's the one that's going to topple the empires and restore order to the planet. But that's not what happened, was it? He got killed. He got crucified. Everyone was like, what the heck was that all about? But in that moment, God absorbed violence. God absorbed anger. God took on hatred. He absorbed it into himself. And the beauty of what God did was, even though humanity killed his son, God was gracious enough to give him back to us. 3 days later, he resurrected Jesus from the dead. And what I love about that story, the good news is that God cannot be destroyed. He'll come back. He will resurrect. We as human beings can be knocked to the ground, but we can get back up again. Fear is a big factor. And we need to remember that God doesn't want us to be afraid, because he knows that when we're afraid, we start to dysfunction. Because fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hatred. Hatred leads to violence. Jesus is like, stop. Don't be afraid. Let the peace of God reign in your life. Because when the peace of God is reigning in your life, there is patience. There is kindness. There is goodness. There's joy. There's faithfulness. Long-suffering. Gentleness. And self-control. The fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of God, the fruit of the Trinity is love. God invites us to be part of that love. He invites us into his family, into his household. He said, in my house there are many rooms and I'm preparing a place for you. He says, I'm inviting you to be part of this life of love. And so for us as human beings, we're invited into this story of hope and love. And if we choose not to be part of that, the alternative is fear. Really, isn't it? We are afraid. We look around us and we start going, oh my goodness, what's the point in living? It's just so dark, it's a mess. But with Jesus in it, Jesus comes into the mess and he says, you know what? You got everything to live for. You are my child. You are my heir to the kingdom. I have everything all the riches you can possibly imagine. And the biggest riches are relationships. The relationships, because when we have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness in us, it helps build positive, caring, trusting, wonderful community. Heaven on earth. And I want to live in a world that's like heaven now. I don't want to wait to die to get to heaven. I want to be experiencing that now and investing in the lives of people who want to be changed, who want to be like Jesus, who want to start over again. If you want to start over again, all you have to do is ask God. If you want to chat to me about it, about faith and life, just message me. We can have a conversation anytime. But I want to encourage you today, don't be afraid, because God is with us and He loves us and He loves you, and He wants to restore His creation, including you. He wants you to be fully you, not just someone who's trying to work out who the heck am I. He knows who we are. Let Him build us into perfect creations. Let Him mold us to make us just like Him. I'm Peter from the Salvation Army.